Hi y'all, and welcome back to the 80th, yes, episode 80 of the Party Chat podcast. Swiggy is once again absent without leave, so it's me, Slazo, hosting for the third time this month. But I couldn't do this alone, so joining me as always is the best in the world, Laura. How you doing, Dad?
Best in the world! Sorry, that feels like that's going to be a copyright thing. I'm doing fine. Apart from the ongoing copyright with Best in the World.
Apart from being too good.
When you said episode 80, I don't know. I feel like we're doing a, sort of 80s theme something. I'm not really sure.
Are we?
But, I don't know.
I wish
we're
people
not.
had told me about that beforehand.
I know, I feel like we should have. I didn't know we was on 80. I'm really surprised that we've lasted to this point.
Wow.
Surprised and proud, guys. Surprised
Ye
and
of little
proud.
faith, ye of little faith. So, if you've not listened to us before, what the Party Chat podcast is a podcast all about video games. We're going to chat about some of the stuff we've been playing, some of the news that's come out this week, releases coming out over the days of this... That went wrong. Releases coming out. We're going to do some plugging. We're going to talk about topic of the week, which this week is racing games to celebrate a certain game coming out on Friday. And yeah, we'll have some other fun little hiccups along the way. So, let's start off with what we have been playing. For me...
Oh, no!
I'll go first, Laura, I'll save you. So for me, I've been continuing my never-ending journey into Persona 5, putting aside literally everything else. Like, there's other things I could be playing, but they're not Persona, so why bother? At this point, I've completely done like the second palace and the second arc of the game. I am just about starting the third arc. I am pretty sure that the person who's going to be joining my party in this arc is best character, but we'll see. Because everything she did in the second arc was amazing and adorable. And
Someone
fans,
has a video game crush. Sorry.
I've had them for years, come on, Laura.
Oh.
But
I just meant on this specific person. I didn't mean like in general. But okay.
But yeah, we'll see. I'm looking forward to playing that. Like, Persona's it's a great ride, and I'm enjoying just taking my time with it. Means I have to avoid the plague out of Twitter whenever people start talking about Persona, but oh well. But yeah.
I feel like I should tweet like spoilers Persona and then be like, I don't know any.
I would break you.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, there's that, and then pretty much that's it. I play Avengers Academy on the iPad, but there's not really much to talk about there. So yeah, Persona. One day I might play another game. Who knows? How about you, Laura?
Right. You gave me time to think about if I've actually played any form of game. Because have I picked up a mobile game? And technically, I played like half an hour or an hour and sort of watched someone else play as well. The Sims.
Which
3.
one? 3.
Yeah, the nightlife one. We're building our characters and that's how far we got before getting distracted. I like The Sims.
We play video games in this podcast, boys and girls.
I've got work stuff happening, and as soon as that's done, I will pick up a game, okay? And especially some of the games mentioned later in this podcast, I may end up playing. Who knows? Let's not get too crazy.
There's a chance. If you own a Switch, there's a chance. But we'll see. We'll get to that in a bit. But first of all then, let's jump straight into the news, and starting off with like breaking news as we record this. So all of those rumours of Call of Duty World War II are now officially confirmed by Activision. They said on Twitter that it's a thing that's happening, and the worldwide reveal is going to be on the 26th of April at 10 AM PDT, 1 PM EDT, which now I look at my schedule, might be before this comes out, might be after. 26th is when this goes live, so I don't honestly know like the way the hours work, whether it'll be just after we've launched or not, but around then.
Or during the launch.
Or during, like, you might be in the middle listening to it. It might be live right now. Imagine that.
That'd be crazy, guys.
But yeah,
if you get some sleep.
It might be in the middle of... This comes out in the middle of the morning. But yeah, callofduty.com/WWII is where you can check out the stream when it goes live. I mean, I don't know. Like this, so this one's being made by Sledgehammer, who did Advanced Warfare.
I like that. I'm alright
Did
with
you
that.
really?
It's still.
You played it?
I believe it's actually still on my shelf because I had to get. I played it originally and then I ended up getting it for like £2.50 pre-owned or something when I had game credit to get rid of.
Right.
Or something. I had some reason to get in it. I can't remember what. But it's on. I also now have it on Xbox One. But I kind of enjoyed it. I mean, it
that
wasn't
was the period
great.
I clocked out, so.
Yeah, it wasn't great. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it was a classic Call of Duty thing, but there's something fundamentally wrong with it. It was just maybe the setting wasn't that enticing. The story was a bit weak, but they're giving Sledgehammer now the greatest setting that everyone wants. So if Sledgehammer could make a fundamentally good game with a setting I didn't want.
Well, here's the thing. Like, does everyone want World War II? I mean, I personally don't. I think it's boring.
Oh,
but...
okay. I think the general consensus is the general people want World War II, especially after they went too modern. I think to be fair, maybe World War II is a little bit specific because people just don't want the modern futuristic stuff. Is generally what I see people posted about and everything. And I mean, World War II was a loved time of the franchise. I mean, its peak, probably, its favourite games happened after they moved away from that war for me in the game series. But then it'd be nice to see them actually go back. Maybe.
I mean, in the nicest way, all the best Call of Duty games aren't
Modern Warfare.
Like Modern Warfare and Black Ops.
But when they did that sort of war, that sort of time, I'm trying to think which game was which in my head.
1, 2, 3, World at War, and I don't think anything else has gone.
They were all good, but then Modern Warfare took it to the next level. But then maybe if what they learned from Modern Warfare finally could be applied to that sort of setting, if that makes sense.
I don't know, maybe. I mean, it is a refreshing change of pace for Call of Duty in some ways. I just feel like you're going into an entirely different overplayed genre.
Yeah, I don't know. Is it overplayed anymore? Because it has been a while since we had
I mean, not by the big franchises, but
and Homefront, etc., etc. I'm trying to think of something else. Homefront's modern.
Battlefield. No, that's been modern for the last couple, hasn't it?
Yeah, so Homefront was sort of futuristically like an alternative universe thing. Oh, Wolfenstein?
I didn't play Wolfenstein, so the ball's on your court on that one.
Yeah, Wolfenstein.
Plus, that's not really a traditional shooter in many ways.
No, it's not. I'm trying to think of the setting. Because we're saying over, but I know what you mean. I remember a time when all the games were sort of going back that time, like Medal of Honor and Call of Duty Yearly were like, this is what we do.
Then again, considering the current state of the world, maybe shooting Nazis is going to be a nice, good stress reliever.
Wow.
Political, man. I could get so much more political, but I won't.
I don't want you to. I really don't. I'm uncomfortable with this form of politicalness.
So let's move on to other fun things like franchises I don't care about. So the Xbox Live Games with Gold lineup for May has been announced, and if you're a 360 owner, I hope you like Star Wars because both 360 games for May are Star Wars. From the May 1st to May 15th, you can get Force Unleashed 2, and from May 16th to 31st, you can get Lego Star Wars: The Complete Saga.
Love them. Love them both.
I must admit, if I had this, I would probably still try them both because I like the Lego games enough.
It's like I would say, well, the Lego Star Wars, whatever one just come out. You know, the latest. It's just Force Awakens. It's Force Awakens.
It's 7, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I love that, and but it's nearly just not as good as the story in the original saga because parody of that saga in the Lego games is hilarious.
To be fair, isn't there? Well, I know it's parody, but there's also the case of like the original ones covered like 3 episodes each, whereas this one only had 1 episode to work with.
Yeah, it's complete and everything like that. But it's really fun and playing. If you haven't played it and you like Star Wars, then you won't be disappointed by that Lego Star Wars outing, basically.
Fair enough.
I can't commit to being disappointed by the other game because I like it, but I feel like if I oversell the other game,
yeah, it went over pretty well, didn't it? If I remember.
I like 7s. Maybe there was a couple 8s going around, a couple of 6s. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah, it was good, but it could always be better, is what I'd say. Wow. But I mean, time has been nicer to it, so maybe I might give it another go and be like, oh yeah,
maybe
it's fun.
Maybe. Meanwhile, on the Xbox One side of the spectrum, from May 1st to 31st, you'll be able to get Gianna Sisters Twisted Dreams Director's Cut, which, if I recall correctly, is a perfectly alright 2D platformer. Might have gotten that wrong. I know I've not played Gianna Sisters in
Years?
forever. Yeah. And from May 16th to June 15th, you can get Lara Croft and the Temple of Osiris.
Yeah, I got that on Steam. Of all the games I own on Steam, that's the game I own.
I'm not saying it's a bad game, but it's probably the most forgettable of all the Tomb Raider games. It's the isometric one, yeah?
Yeah, it's alright.
It's okay. Like, I'm not sure why those two are their big Xbox One games. Like, the Star Wars games are more appealing in many ways.
I swear they also advertised it on their Twitter, like, these are the chosen ones, like the Star Wars reference. So
Could it be May the 4th, Laura? Could it be that?
No. I get why they did that. It's just like, I don't know. I feel like you could get a more sci-fi game on the Xbox One than having Tomb Raider. I was a bit like, I like what they're going for, but
get Mass Effect Andromeda. There you go. Give that away for
okay.
free.
I mean, don't do that. Don't, guys, don't do that.
Jokes.
But you see what I mean? Like, I thought they could have tried. I know they're not going to give a Star Wars game away on the Xbox One, because I don't. That would be what, Lego Star Wars Force Awakens, or I'm trying to think. There wouldn't be any other games on there, would there?
I mean, there's Battlefront.
There is Battle. Yeah, but I mean that's
the big one that you spent 10 minutes talking about last week, Laura.
Yeah. I associate that with my PS4. Shh. Yeah, I don't know. That was probably too big. And Lego Star Wars, you don't want to just give everyone Lego Star Wars. I mean, you should. I would recommend it, but people would moan. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought they would have tied something more in so the theme went across both consoles, not just. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. That's fair. There's more sci-fi. Even Halo's more sci-fi, you guys. Just saying.
Just give Halo away. But yeah, if you're wondering about the PS Plus lineup, we won't know that until the next episode we record because of the time we do this. So, who knows? Maybe it'll be good. Maybe it won't.
Star Wars theme. Maybe it'll be Star Wars Battlefront. Maybe I'll be angry about that.
I feel you're being entirely optimistic.
I am. I actually don't want that to happen because I have Star Wars Battlefront digitally on PlayStation, so it'd be like it'd just be absolutely no use. Wouldn't even be able to,
Oh dear.
Right.
So to move on to some of the other news stories of the week. So Dota 2 is going to be getting an update, I believe, at the start of May, which will now require players to put a phone number on their account. So the reasoning behind this is it's kind of to stop multiple account abuse, because players were making a second account and then fighting, good players were then being able to fight these terrible people and then sell that account on. This has been done optionally before in Counter-Strike Global Offensive, but for Dota 2 it will be mandatory. Now here's the thing, I can see why they've done it, but I don't know how comfortable I am about, giving a phone number away like that.
I don't want normal people to have my phone number, let alone this.
No, it's the thing. Okay, so it won't be viewable by other players.
I get that. Otherwise that would be terrifying.
Yeah.
But still, I don't know. I'm not sure I'm overly keen. I get why they're doing it. I like the fact they're trying to tackle the problem, because it is something that I can imagine gets abused a lot. But I don't know if this is the way for me personally.
Yeah, I'm kind of with you. Security is always good, and it's a good way to protect lower level players. But yeah, phone numbers.
Yeah, that's the thing. But then, I'm one of those awful people who's like, oh, I don't think that's a good idea. But it's like, what could they actually do? I got nothing.
Yeah, because emails are kind of very quick and easy to make, so you can't really do email. I mean, credit card information maybe, I don't know. But that's even more.
Oh, I'm not. Phone number is fine. Phone number is fine, guys.
I guess. So yeah, that's a thing. So if you're a Dota 2 player, get ready for that update coming soon. And if you don't have a phone, oh boy. Because we don't. There's no landline here, so we'd have to be mobile. Okay, so going on to releases, we have so that's not releases for this week, that's stuff that we now have release dates for. Everybody's Golf for the PS4 has now got a European release date. It'll be coming out on August the 30th. And if you if you haven't heard of Everybody's Golf, it's now 20 years old. Franchise has been around for a while.
Do I have it on Vita?
It was PS Plus on Vita at one point, so you might have that one.
I feel I have that one.
Yeah, it's it's not as insane as Pangaea, but it is fairly anime golfing. It's Everybody's Golf. And yeah, it's a good fun.
Um,
Like,
Cheery. It's like an equivalent to it. This. It's probably a little bit more serious than Mario Golf, but it's like the
Yeah.
non-Nintendo cheerful golf that I kind of enjoy.
yeah, no, that's a good way of putting it.
Yeah, I like my golf to be easy and not boring. And if I haven't got a Nintendo console, this is what it is.
Yeah,
This is where I've got to go.
I had good fun playing the Vita one, and this one is notable for having lots of mini games that are in fact not golf. Like I believe go-karting is in this, and tennis. No idea why in a golf game, but hey, I mean, gotta appeal to everyone, I guess.
Pretty much. I mean, I've never really thought about it till now that I needed that.
I mean,
I've always like this golf game needs more karting. It's
To be
things
fair-
I always say to myself.
to be fair, considering the downfall of PGA of the Tiger Woods franchise, this is pretty much your main option for a golf game now.
That's concerning.
Because
It's Rory. Is it Rory still Rory McIlroy? Not
they
Tiger Woods
did
now?
one game tied to his name, and then that
Did they?
franchise just vanished.
Wow.
Yeah, it was like it just stopped overnight.
Yeah.
Oh well.
Okay. Well, we've got this, and everybody could golf. Get it? Because that's the name of the game. What up?
Thank you. If I had a rim shot, I'd put it here.
Whoop whoop.
That's okay. Moving on. Nier Automata is getting some DLC, and while usually we wouldn't talk about this, I'm talking about it because it's probably one of the craziest DLCs I've ever seen. Because you will it adds Colosseums to the game, which gives you like a load of little different boss battles you can now fight, which get you outfits, character customization stuff. But this is notable because at one point a character says, "So what are your thoughts about breaking the fourth wall?" And it's like your options are immersion, shimmersion, or no, I want to keep it intact. And if you choose immersion, shimmersion, you get to fight the CEOs of Platinum and Square Enix in boss battles.
Yay!
It's
Wow.
if you watch these battles, it's absolutely crazy. Like, I think it's Kazurai. I might have that name wrong. It might not be Kazurai anymore. But like, you get like his head floating across the screen, attacking you. It's just crazy.
I've never been not wanting to play a game more now.
Not.
No, I do not want that.
What?
No.
That's
Why would I
amazing.
want that?
Why would you
No.
not?
I just don't want
God,
that.
Laura, you're the worst.
I'm sorry.
Okay, well maybe this piece of DLC will appeal to you. So,
Okay.
the latest multiplayer mode that's been added to Grand Theft Auto 5 Online is called Tiny Racers, and it's essentially a homage to Micro Machines. So it's kind of a very top-down, driving cars around these weird and wonderful courses kind of gameplay. It's coming out on the 25th of April, which is also known as it's out right now. Yep. And yeah, no, I thought this was kind of cool, although the timing of it's a bit weird, considering the new Micro Machines game, the first one in forever, is coming out in June.
Oh.
It's like, are Rockstar trying to steal its thunder, or just giving it
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know how to feel about this. That's a weird time to...
It's a weird time, but hey, I'm all for more Micro Machines style games. Did you ever play Micro Machines?
I may have dabbled, but not as much as you and Squiggy, I believe.
Aww.
I'm sorry about that. Though it's always something like, it's one of those things that if I, one of those games I would have gone back and done eventually and just never have, because I don't game, apparently, as discussed at the opening of this podcast.
Yep.
Jokes.
True that.
It's a joke. Wow.
Joke? What joke?
Kind of a joke that's real, But
yeah.
that's kind of a cool move. Date's a bit weird, but other than that,
Yep.
happy for that.
Yep. So, let's move on. So, to kind of follow up to a piece of news we did last week. So last week we talked a bit about the NES Mini and how production was being halted, and me and Squiggy were a bit like, this is a bit weird, because cash money on the table.
Yeah.
The reason, which is now so this was Eurogamer sources told them this, so it's not 100% confirmed, but it seemed pretty reliable, is that they in fact are going to be doing the SNES Mini and are now changing the production, ready to gear up for that, for a roughly Christmas time launch like the NES Mini had.
Last week on the podcast, right, I brought up the fact about this NES thing. Yep. I thought it was real and known last week, and then I saw this announced and was going, and I was like, oh my god, I think I'm psychic.
I mean,
my...
It's not hard.
It's kind
it wasn't a hard thing to predict, but...
Yeah. really a prediction. I just generally, it wasn't like I was predicting it last week. I just generally thought it was already a thing. Do you know what I mean? I don't know why. I've just honestly...
I can understand. So it'd be interesting to see like how much they've learned from the last time. Like make more units. Jesus. And also kind of be interested to see what kind of games they'll put on it. Because don't get me wrong, the NES Mini was cool, but if you're talking about like the king of the 2D systems, as it were, it's fair to say that was the SNES. And the SNES has a huge library of interesting games you can put on there. From Mario, so you've got like Super Mario World, Yoshi's Island, you've got Link to the Past from Zelda, Super Metroid, Final Fantasy 4 and Final Fantasy 6, Chrono Trigger is another one, Street Fighter 2 and its various versions. Like, and that's scratching the tip of the iceberg. Like, there's a lot of games you could put on there. Is there anything you'd like to see on a SNES Mini?
Oh, on a SNES Mini. Oh, see, the thing is, I was more into the NES Mini. We're still a little bit about. I haven't got time to think. I'm trying to think of a SNES game that I haven't played in ages that I'd actually want to go back to. That's what I'm just trying to think, because you know what I mean. Obviously, Virtual.
Can't bought Kirby.
Do you like
Kirby?
On. Yeah, I know Yoshi's Island SNES, right? And that was like my game, but even then, like, I'm kind of cool to revisit Yoshi Island, but then I'm kind of like, I don't know if I want to ruin my memories. I'm trying to think of anything other than Yoshi's Island. I'm just struggling. Was Harvest Moon on that? Did I imagine there was a decent Harvest Moon?
I cannot remember if Harvest Moon was on SNES. I got into it, like, I didn't really know about it until GBC, so...
Oh, okay, well that's fair, but I just remember Yoshi's Island. So basically, if you give me Yoshi's Island, I might be tempted.
There you go. Well, that'll probably be on there, because there's no reason not to.
Yeah, if there's no Yoshi's Island now, remember this.
Oh, of course they can put Castlevania 4 on there as well. Super Castlevania 4, I think it was. That's another good game. There you go. There are lots of good games that you could put on there, so, like, that's a really exciting prospect. And, I say, nothing official or confirmed yet, but it's probably going to be a Christmas type product like the NES Mini was. So, that'll be cool. And speaking of Nintendo making sales and making all the money, so the Switch is Nintendo's fastest selling console in America. It managed to shift just over 900,000 units in March. And Breath of the Wild managed to shift 1.3 million. And it's funny when you break it down, because it's 460,000 of those are on Wii U, 925,000 are on Switch. Meaning, Zelda Switch outsold the Switch.
How? What? My head, it hurts with this improbable math.
Like, the prediction for that is basically people wanted to buy, like, say, a second copy of the collector's edition or something to keep as, like, something to stick on the shelf, and then a copy to actually play the game with. God,
that says a lot about Nintendo's retail and collectible market, doesn't it? That says a lot there. Wow. Oh, digesting that's quite hard.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just personally happy it did so well, and like...
I mean, it's great because you bought one, so you don't feel like it's going to drop anytime soon or anything like that. I mean, it's not like regretting other soul purchases.
I mean, I don't know what you're addressing at that there.
Oh, I wonder. No, that's really cool. I mean, I'm kind of happy they're having success. I kind of was on a train not so long ago, quite recently, on a train, and there was a lot... I know, on a train.
Travelling with the commoners, Laura.
I'm always on the train. I'm really insulted that makes me common in your eyes now. Wow. But basically what I was going to say is that there was a few switches on there, and I thought that was a good sign.
Really? You've actually seen switches, like, in the wild? So, like...
In the wild! Or, I mean, according to you, the common wild...
No, you know what I mean.
I see switches in the ride. Yeah, I saw quite a few. There was, like, 3 or 4 on this train.
Yeah, because it's, like, it's weird, like... I'm still at the point where I don't really want to take mine out, but I am starting to see them around. Like, I think when I was at the pub a few weeks back, I was just sitting there chatting away with a friend, and then we both just, like, stopped and listened, and we could hear, like, the shrine noises from Zelda somewhere elsewhere in the pub, and we're like, huh, someone's got a Switch with them. Cool.
And turn it the frick down! Sorry.
No, because...
Old man Slazo.
Okay.
Yeah, that's really cool. I am actually seeing them though, which is a cool sign, and I feel like they're working as a good travel console. I mean, I think this just goes back on the whole thing Nintendo do portable best.
Yes.
And this idea of a console that's portable is basically the portable portability of it that's really making it appeal to a bigger market than maybe the Wii U did to some degree.
I mean, if anything, it's like the what the Wii U should have been in many ways. Like, oh, it's tablet gaming on the Wii U, but you can't take it with you, really. Whereas with this one,
go outside. Here's another tablet that you can... Shh. It's like, oh...
Yep.
I mean, they had the TV Switch option, which was cool, but then it's like, yeah.
Yeah,
Still
so
fun.
it's really cool. And one last little bit of news for Zelda fans. Ganondorf now has a confirmed last name. It's Dragmire, which
I'm disappointed.
Why? What did you want it to be?
Ganondorf.
You wanted it to be Ganondorf.
Mario,
Luigi Mario.
Yeah. A Ganondorf Zelda, Ganondorf Link, the irony.
No.
I wanted something, guys.
No. Well, I mean, it's Zelda Hyrule. And then
Is it actually Zelda Hyrule? I forgot that, because she's the Princess of Hyrule. That's only just dawned on me then.
It's because I think Wind Waker is the one that confirms, like, her last name to be Hyrule. So...
Okay.
Yep, and then Link doesn't have a last name because he's not important. So, but yeah, so that brings us to the end of the news. So let's move straight on into some lovely releases. There are quite a lot of games coming out this week, surprisingly. I didn't know this until I did the research. But yeah, let's jump straight in. So first of all, we have Sniper Ghost Warrior 3, which came out yesterday. It's on the PlayStation 4, the Xbox One, and the PC. Now, as you can probably guess, it's a sniping game where you snipe people.
Really? Thank you.
Like those other sniping... I'm surprised how many sniping game franchises there are.
People like to snipe.
Yeah, this one also has a season pass, which will give you access to 2 single-player expansions, so you can snipe even more people. And I didn't see any reviews for this one, but the Metacritics for the first 2 games came out at roughly 54% or so. So not the most confident or selling, but hey, maybe this is the one where they turned it around. Have you played any dedicated sniping shooter games?
I'm gonna be honest.
Not. No.
Never.
No.
Literally never.
I
don't
see the appeal. Like,
I have sniping in my other games. If I want to snipe, I'll go. Like, I can snipe on Gears if I really want. Like, I'm not saying that's like the go-to sniping game. I know, but that's my point. But I can.
It's like,
and I will.
It's like, I imagine these games as like, so there were Gillies in the Mist from Modern Warfare, but an entire game of that.
I wouldn't mind it. Like in an arcade, when you had like the little plastic sniper rifle and stuff. I feel it's cool.
You want to sit there for half an hour in an arcade with a sniper rifle?
I wouldn't mind. I get the idea. No, see, that's not what I'm saying. I get the idea of when it's like a standalone arcade game that you can play. You have a little go on, and you know it's fun like that. But a full game, full retail.
Now I'm just imagining like an arcade game where you actually have like, so they've got like the green army netting camo net on there, and then you have to like lie down with the sniper controller, and the screens are at ground level.
Many arcades, no one's getting on that floor.
What no, Laura, it's a part of a cabinet. You know, it's not directly on the floor.
Oh, okay, that's fine then.
Have you been to any arcades?
I have. I just don't want to be on the floor. I was concerned.
Oh man. But yeah, so that's a game that's coming out. Next up, we have the Sexy Brutale Full House Edition. So this is the retail version of a game that came out digitally, I believe, in the last week or two. If you want to buy it physically though, it's only on PlayStation 4. The Metacritic is roughly around 82%, so this game's done well. If you don't know what it is, it's kind of like, well, it's like one of those old adventure games, so where collect the items, figure out what to do with them, etc. Except the premise of this one is that you're repeating the same day over and over in a hotel, trying to prevent a series of murders from happening, but you can't directly interfere with people. So if you walk in a room where somebody is, it's like, get out, what are you doing here? Shoo, go away. So you have to do everything
really, really strong language in that. Shoo, go away.
I mean, I don't know what rage rain it is. But yeah, so I think that's kind of cool, like this idea that you have to set things up in advance, so you have to kind of like observe the day, Groundhog Day style, and go, oh, well that happened. So if I do this and this, that'll stop it. Oh, what do you mean it hasn't stopped it? No. It sounds like a cool idea for me, and I obviously with like 80% plus Metacritic, it's gone over well. So,
yeah, I mean that's quite high. I mean, I'm kind of intrigued more than anything. It's like something I'm going to have to go look at myself and be like, oh. Yeah. But it does sound intriguing. I'm kind of digging the idea. It's something different, mix it up, not the bits of the week. Yeah. I mean, thank you, Slazo. You just kind of sold me a game that I shouldn't be buying. Awesome.
Yay! There you go. It's a present for you when you're done with your things. That one also came out yesterday, as we record this.
Nice. Oh, so oh shit, I'm late. I got a time travel, guys.
So, next up, game coming out tomorrow on Thursday. It's my long-awaited Warhammer 40,000 Dawn of War 3, the franchise that neither Laura nor Squiggy have played because
dun dun dun.
they're not good at games. This is only out on PC. It's Metacriticing it up at about 82%. This one is on a bigger scale than Dawn of War 1 or 2 ever were, and has 3 factions at launch: the Space Marines, the Eldar, and the Orcs, with a campaign that kind of jumps back and forth between all 3, as opposed to 3 separate campaigns. I freaking loved Dawn of War 1, Dawn of War 2 was okay, but this one seems to be going back in the right direction to focusing on the strategy instead of the weird hybrid that was Dawn of War 2. So I am very interested in this. I don't think I'll be buying it at launch, but I really want to. Like, if I had the spare money, I would totally be day one-ing this. Like, Dawn of War is probably one of the best RTS franchises in my opinion. Wow,
that's big praise.
Up there with Age of Empires and StarCraft. So,
wow,
I really enjoy it. Like, I know you've not played it because I remember way back when this game was announced, you and Squiggy were both like, "I've never heard of this game," and I was like, "You what?"
And you were like really.
I was genuinely shocked.
Disappointed in us. Yeah, and I felt shame for like a whole week. Yeah. I mean, I'm happy that you got this game finally out, Slazo.
Yeah,
I'm really
I
happy
honestly
for
didn't
you.
realise it was
That's
coming
the
out this
best
soon. So I'm like, oh, Christ. Okay. Good.
I like the Christ, it's out for.
It's like, this happens like quite a lot as of like, where like, you'll think, oh, that's a great game, I can't wait to play that. And then like, release day just happens and you're like, wait, what? I wasn't ready for this. Oh no.
You gain an accent because you're so panicked. It's very weird.
I gained the Laura, oh no, accent.
Oh no! I do not say it like that. Damn
sorry.
it!
I'm sorry.
Anyway.
Okay.
Anyway. Yeah, I'm happy for you.
Thank you. Next game. Dragon Quest Heroes 2, Twin Kings and the Prophecy's End. This comes out on Friday. It's for PlayStation 4 only at this point, although I think the original got ported to PC. The Metacritic for the first one was roughly 75%. This one essentially just adds more to the original, so you've got more characters, now you can turn into one of the monsters, it's got online multiplayer, there's more flexibility, so you can change classes for characters. If you've not played it, it's kind of the Muso style of here's a billion enemies to fight, but there's also like a strategic tower defense element, in that, so you have like a party of like 4 or 5 people, and you can say, you stay there and guard this path, you stay there and guard this path, I'll go and attack everything on this path. Which was...
Sounds formal.
It worked.
Rigid.
Okay. It kind of worked and yet it kind of didn't. Like, it made for an interestingly different take on the Muso genre, but at the same time, I couldn't rely on them half the time to get the job done. So it's like, I want to be the one there doing that. So, yeah, I mean, I'm always happy for more Dragon Quest games. I haven't had a chance to play the demo yet, it's on my PS4, but it's all my time is Persona. So
You're basically saying this is not happening?
Not at launch. Like, maybe later. I mean, I own the first one, maybe I should get that out again. And I always want to support Dragon Quest, because I love that franchise with all my heart. But we'll see. As I say, no reviews are really out as we do this for the second game yet, so hard to kind of judge. But yeah, that's cool. Next game on the list, as I say, they keep coming. Little Nightmares, also out on Friday for PC, PlayStation 4 and Xbox One. This is a puzzle platformer, except the twist this time is that you have to kind of like keep very kind of silent and quiet as your character, because you're being chased by monsters, and if you make too much noise you're going to get caught. So it's kind of like a horror indie platformer, which is not something I've tended to see a lot of, at least not in 2D, because there's obviously stuff like Slenderman, Amnesia and Outlast, but not so much in kind of like 2D platformer horror, so should be interesting. And the developers, Tarsier Studios, have worked this is their first standalone game, I believe, but they've worked a lot with Media Molecule in the past on DLC and content for Little Big Planet.
Oh, okay. I'm a little intrigued there. No intrigued. When you said Little Big Planet, I was like, yes.
Oh, that's what Media Molecule make.
Yeah, because I was just kind of like, Media Molecule, I know that. Tearaway, Little Big Planet.
Dreams.
Yeah. I can't think of anything else. I think that's their bread and butters.
I mean, no, they didn't do Mod Nation. They took it over for Little Big Planet Racers, but they didn't make Mod Nation. No.
Okay.
So
But yeah.
That could be, as I say, I didn't see any kind of scores or Metacritics floating around for that, but that should be... It sounds a little interesting. I mean, I'm kind of at the point where I'm tired of 2D indie platformers. But,
really? After all the years of them flooding them all at you, you're finally tired.
Right? It's like I was making this joke years ago, but
I know.
But yeah, no, it seems like a fairly interesting take on the genre. So, pardon me. So we'll move on. Actually, speaking of horror games, we'll move on to Outlast, because the Outlast Trinity.
Oh no!
It's Laura's favourite.
It's back again.
Yep, the Trinity is coming out for PS4 and Xbox One, which is a collection that contains Outlast, Outlast Whistleblower, and making its launch in this set, Outlast 2.
Oh.
Yep. So they've usually got around like mid to high 90s, Jesus, mid to high 70%.
I was gonna say I know I didn't get that far in it because I was scared, but I do not remember it scoring that well.
No, sorry. It's it's a 3D horror game where you run away from being killed brutally, horribly, murderingly. I've not played it. Laura has.
No. Like basically, things that jump out is like really terrifying. Like people. If you find Until Dawn scary, which it isn't, by the way, give up. If you find Resident Evil demo scary, give up. Outlast is probably it's definitely the scariest game I've ever played. And for some reason, I downloaded it on my Xbox One the other day, and I'm terrified that I'm going to play it because I know what I'm like. I'm curious. I don't know why. I think I want to punish myself for something clearly because there's no reason I should. No, I've downloaded it now. I'm committed to trying it again. I'm not doing it. I'm thinking about it.
I'm committed to not playing it.
I'm getting it out of my skin. Because basically that's what that game did, and I kind of want, because at the end of the day, I really liked how into it I got, if that made sense. Like, it sucked me into the point where I was terrified, which is a good thing and a bad thing, depending on if you're me.
I'm a nice person and not a sadist. Why don't you make your friend play it?
I think I will. I'm trying to, but they don't know. If they listen to this podcast secretly, could you imagine? I'm going to get busted. But, no, I am genuinely... I don't want to play it on my own, so I probably do need to find someone to sit there while I at least try it.
Well, I'll hop in the car.
Come visit. Not anyone to this podcast. That's not an open offer.
No.
Don't.
But yeah, so if you like Outlast, or if you want to try Outlast 2, now's your chance. What else have we got? So then there is another game for PS4 and Xbox One. It's the definitive edition of Valhalla Hills. This is essentially one of those kind of settlement management games where you might look after a Viking settlement, and this version is a retail version for consoles that includes the DLC from the PC version. It's got around, I think, 69% on PC, so hey, if you want to manage a Viking settlement, here's your chance. Yeah, it's a game that you can play. And then that brings us on to the last two, and here comes the Switch library. So, Puyo Puyo Tetris is coming out on the 28th as well.
Is it not out yet? I thought that was like a launch title for some reason. Jesus, I did not pay attention.
Now, I might have gotten this wrong because every time I look it seems to change. As far as I'm aware, it's digital on Switch and physical on PS4, and there's no crossover. So I think you can't buy Switch physical and you can't buy PS4 digital, but I could be wrong. Because this game, copyright's weird for this franchise. That
hurts my head.
I think it's because Ubisoft owned the rights to Tetris digitally on PS4. Maybe.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's weird. Either way, I've played the demo, and yeah, it's pretty good fun. Like, I'd not actually played a Puyo Puyo game beforehand, and it's not as good as Tetris, but I actually did like it. My only regret was like the demo didn't really show how the games mesh together that well. But yeah, it's if you want a good Tetris fix or you want a good Puyo Puyo fix, this is pretty good, and it's not priced that expensively, especially if you get it on PS4. I think it's only like 25 quid. So yeah, I'm interested. Have you? When was the last time you played Tetris?
Oh God, I can't name a time, but I do love Tetris. Last time I got Tetris DS and played that to death,
Yes.
which is quite old. Don't get me wrong,
choice.
but I played that way beyond it.
That was the last proper Tetris game I played. It's amazing.
I wanted to get it on PS4, but then reviews weren't great, and I ended up.
Because of all the lag.
Yeah, but if I had either of these, I kind of feel like Tetris is pretty epic still.
Yeah,
So.
it's the greatest game ever made, some might say.
Some may say. I wouldn't. I mean...
I don't know. I think it has a claim to it.
I mean... potentially. I don't know.
It's in the Retro Remastered Top 50.
It is, because it's Tetris, and Tetris does Tetris. It's just I feel weird calling it the ultimate big game. But that's not the point.
Yep.
Enjoy your Tetris if you like that, guys.
Indeed. But if you want a Switch experience that isn't Puyo Puyo Tetris, oh gee, what could you possibly buy? How about Mario Kart 8 Deluxe finally making its debut this Friday, only on the Switch? It's got Mario Kart 8 along with all of the DLC that was in the Wii U version, plus some new characters like the Inklings from Splatoon, plus battle modes taken from across the franchise. So Shine Thief is back, Bob-on Blast is back, Coin Runners is back, and yeah, it's the most complete Mario Kart game straight out of the box. And considering Mario Kart 8 was the Wii U's biggest seller,
and the best game. I'm sorry, but it kind of was. No,
on the Wii U.
Yeah, on the Wii U.
I can't deny that one. But,
Thank you.
Yeah, it's good. I think the one thing is, if you did buy that, like me and you did, it's kind of a harder sell to say just buy this because there's like an inkling. You want that, right?
Yeah, but the battle mode looks amazing. I guess it's if you're into the battle mode. New
battle mode options are all awesome, and I'm happy because the battle mode in Mario Kart 8 was its one weakness because it sucked. But yeah, no, I'm depending on price because I haven't quite checked the price. I think it's £40, but I could be down to buy this again and just play it again because why not? I mean, ignore the part where my Wii U is set up and I'm looking at it right now and could easily just play Mario Kart 8. I could get it on my Switch and I could fight people online. I could fight Squiggy because I'm thinking he's getting it as well. I could fight you, Laura. Hint, hint.
But I don't have a Switch.
Hint,
I only have a
hint.
Wii U.
Oh man, if only you could buy the Switch.
If only I could buy a lot of things. Is literally.
Would you buy this if you had a Switch? Because you already own
Yeah,
Mario Kart 8.
100%. If I had a Switch, this would be getting bought.
Oh, fair enough.
It's probably the only game I look at the Switch and jealous of, which makes it easy for me not to buy a Switch at the moment because I do have it on Wii U.
Because for some reason she doesn't want Zelda, kids.
I don't like Zelda. Why is this such
Yeah,
a problem
I
for
know, she's
everyone?
weird.
Okay.
But yeah, that finally marks the end of this week's releases. Quite a lot of games you can pick up.
That was longer than the news.
Yes! I noticed that when I was writing this up in preparation, was like, this section is going to go on for a while.
I'm not going to lie to you guys. If you don't buy a game this week, it's probably because you don't have enough money to buy anything, because there's plenty of choice and there's something for everyone.
Yep.
So.
Yeah, well put.
Thank
So,
you.
on that note, we'll move on to the plugs. So, I'm assuming you've got nothing, and I'm assuming this is my time. Cool.
It is your time. Alright, Triple H.
Thank you. Okay. But, yeah. So, Saturday Morning Switch, the most recent episode was all about ARMS. It's been demoed a few times, including recently at Insomnia 60, as well as having a bit more explained in the most recent Nintendo Direct. So, I had a look at it and gave my thoughts and opinions on what we've seen so far. I think it's looking pretty cool, but it's going to be a tricky sell. That's it surmised, but if you want to see that stretched out and given more evidence, tune into the most recent episode of Saturday Morning Switch, available now. As for as for Saturday's episode...
Oh, make sure to subscribe as well, because otherwise you won't get this Saturday follow-up either. Just saying. Trying to help you with subscriptions.
I mean,
Carry
it's
on.
the same channel as this.
I know, but if they subscribe right now, then they're ready for your Switch. I'm just saying. They subscribe. Carry on. I'm trying to help you.
Thank you, Laura. But,
Okay.
yeah, and the next episode will more than likely be on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. Because...
Oh, I'm going to tune in first thing, as soon as this goes up. I normally tune in, just very delayed.
No,
but as soon
thank
as
you.
this goes up, I'm going to be on it because I'm going to have to. I don't have a Switch, and I have to live through you.
Oh, thanks. But yeah, so look forward to those episodes coming soon, and who knows what else will come to the channel as time goes on. Subscribe and you can find out. See, there was the subscribe plug. There you go.
I've already got them subscribed, so you're welcome.
So have I. Why haven't you, kids? Come on, subscribe. I'll wait. Good.
I'll wait.
Thank you. We'll put the entire podcast on hold. But while we're putting it on hold, let's do our topic of the week. So, with the release of Mario Kart 8 this week, kind of being one of the most noteworthy racing games in a while, I thought, why don't we talk about racing games? Why don't we talk about some of our favourites, how we play them, good memories, and stuff we kind of look for or looking forward to in future racing games. So, I mean, I guess we'll start off with Mario Kart. Now,
Because I love it!
I mean, so my favourite Mario Kart, personally, is the DS one, because I thought that was the first one where they really kind of kicked it into high gear, because it was the first one with online, it was the first one where they brought back retro tracks, it had missions, it had proper customization, it had a ton of great things in there that really made me get, like, it's not my favourite DS game, but it's one of them, and I really, really enjoy that. It's probably my favourite racing game, overall. But, I don't know, like, which Mario Karts kind of are your memories in?
My favourite Mario Kart is Mario Kart 64. Like, that's the one I played loads of. It's probably not the best. It's probably quite slow if I went back and played it.
Yeah, I never get
But-
this one, but yeah, go on.
But that was my first Mario Kart. And it's the
okay.
one that there's always the, your first, whatever. I did love it, and I love Battle Mode. I think I spoke last week, or no, a couple of weeks ago, we did Rare that I also did love Diddy Kong Racing. I was just very into kart games in the Nintendo 64 time.
I know, I've got that
great
written
party
down as
games.
one of the noteworthy examples.
Yeah, so, I also love Double Dash, don't get me wrong. That got a lot of bad...
Double Dash
they brought
is
back-
an interesting
brought-
one in many ways, because I like the whole unique items, I like having two guys in one cart, I liked the tracks in the game, I thought it handled like ass, but...
I don't know. I guess that might be the argument is why it gets a lot of stick. But I always like the concept of switching and
yeah.
stuff. I just base the idea. If they did it again and probably did it better, I'd be quite intrigued to see what happens.
That'd definitely be interesting. But so do you have any kind of favourite franchises from over the years of racing apart from Mario Kart?
Any racing franchise that I love, Project Gotham Racing.
You see, I only played the fourth one of those. And don't get me wrong, I loved it, but that's the thing, I never got to play 1, 2 or 3. So.
I played 3 and 4, so I missed out on, the others original, but 3 and 4 were enough for me to love it. I probably put so many more hours into, and also the fact that this sounds really bad, but I don't, it's probably because of the Mario Kart thing. There is a certain point where I did not like my racing games dry. That's like realistic, like I don't get anything from doing that's a realistic car and all that. But Project Gotham Racing was probably the first dry.
It's not.
I mean, it had its
arcade.
No. But the single player was definitely a little bit more.
Okay.
I mean, when I played it online, it was
When we played it online, it was just chaos.
Yeah, cat and mouse stuff like that. But the single player was probably a little bit drier than what I had enjoyed up to that point. And that helped me then branch into other franchises that I like Forza.
Yeah. No, I'm with you in that, because I played PGR mainly for the multiplayer, because I got into it, essentially, so I could join in everyone who was playing it on multiplayer, like you lot. And that's kind of where my memories of it lie, because the single player I thought was a bit,
Yeah, but I kind of did the single player to justify having it, and also sometimes I was too lazy to change disc. Lol. But, true story. But, yeah, and then I moved into Forzas. I really love Burnout. To be fair, this is gonna. I literally there's lots.
That's fine. You're going through all the ones I've written. This is great.
Big racing games that I didn't. There's only one I really never got.
Oh,
like I even dabbled with Dirt, and I dabbled with I can't even think what the other one was freaking called.
Grid,
but,
Pure.
Yeah, Grid and Pure, and all that stuff. And I'd never really got F-Zero. Should probably point that out.
Monster.
Gran Turismo. I've never got it. I don't understand why everyone loves it and everyone goes nuts for it when it was announced at E3 not that long ago, and I was like, I'm very confused.
So with Gran Turismo then, because I played it, so I quite enjoyed this when I was younger, and so Gran Turismo 2 was probably my favourite, because I like the whole idea of you go to a dealership, you buy a car, you tune it up, you kind of make more of an attachment with these cars, and then by the end you've got 1,000,001. Who cares? But like I remember, I think I had a Daihatsu Midget, I think it was, or something. It was a pickup truck, and I loved it dearly. Don't ask me why, but it felt like it was my. The point was, it felt like it was my car that I was raising up to be the best it could be, and like racing to earn money so I could buy a turbo or something like that for it, and that's great. The problem is they've become like razor obsessed with the simulation kind of things. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I think it's cool that you have like, I can't remember what it is, GT Sport, the initiative might be called, something, where they use it to like test out people to go on actual race cars and everything. That's cool. That's great. I love the fact that it's that realistic. Same time, I don't care, because that doesn't necessarily make it fun. Like, fucking doing licenses is the most annoyingly bullshit thing. I don't want to have to brake 1,000,000 times because I'm never going to use this in the actual game because I race like an absolute twat. So it's like, it's so obsessed with like being a perfect sim, and it's just missed out on being a fun game. And like, I feel Forza does a better balance in many ways of being sim but still fun.
Yeah, I would 100% agree with that, because I would say that's what I branched into after Project Gotham Racing.
Yeah.
And I don't know, I've only played the one main Forza game, but Forza Horizon is where I kind of
see. I'll get back to Forza Horizon. So like Forza and Drive Club, I see as like the good mix of arcade.
I forgot about Drive Club. Oh shit, I enjoyed Drive Club.
Drive Club was great. Like Drive Club was a surprisingly
had a rocky launch.
Yeah. But then it more than made up for it.
Yeah.
Like, I think I spent like 50 quid on combinations of the base game, the season pass, and then the bikes, and I don't regret that. I had an amazing time in Drive Club. Like,
fair enough.
Yeah. I mean, I don't get why when they first announced it, they went, leather. It's like, no, that's not what this game's about. But, yeah, no, I really enjoy that. But yeah, no, Forza Horizon, like, kind of branches into, like, the open world racer, and I love Burnout Paradise and I love Forza Horizon. I feel they both, in many ways, are just brilliant experiences that kind of let you do things more your way instead of, here, go from A to B. It's like a time trial if you're good enough. But those two are kind of more like, you're constantly, right up until the end, worried that you're going to get overtaken by some sneaky bugger who's taken a shortcut that you never even thought of. And I really love those games. And of course, obviously, just Burnout for being able to smash into literally everything and have a good time. Like, I think it's fair, you'll probably agree with me, some of our best 360 day memories were Burnout Paradise.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, it made that camera worthwhile.
Oh god, yeah, the Xbox Live camera, it's true.
That's the only thing I remember about that camera, and it's really concerning.
Oh,
is Burnout Paradise.
Yeah. Because I never got 1000G because of that damn camera achievement.
Awkward.
Man. Yep.
There's some really good racing franchise out there. I mean, to be fair, I would say the best. I mean, the Xbox 360 really gave us a lot of gems, and I kind of may have got sick of racing games for a while. I mean, I'm kind of into the game with Forza Horizon being so good.
Well, it's an interesting thing, like, so obviously Xbox One still has Forza, but elsewhere, like, racing games seem to have kind of, like, taken a step down. Like, you really don't see as many of them as you used to.
I think it's the case of that they were, like, the in thing, and they went a bit too nuts on them, and it was just like, okay, yeah, ease it up now.
Okay, no, that's fair.
That's how I would say, same with some shooters.
True. Because, I mean, like, Gran Turismo, this most recent one, has been in development for, it feels like a lifetime at this point. Like, I can't remember what the last one was. Was it 6? It might have been 6.
Yeah, I think so.
It's been too long. I just don't care. Like, they keep going, we're making Gran Turismo, and it's like, okay, you do that.
You do you, man.
You do you. Yep. So yeah, like, lots of good racing games that we've enjoyed playing over the years. So I suppose I will ask, like, what kind of racing game would you like in the future?
Oh,
I'll go first.
Double dash. Double dash. That's all I wanted. Double dash.
Well, I'll go first then. So I'd love, obviously, I want to get an Xbox One so I can play Forza Horizon 3, and I love kind of open world racing. I'd love to see Burnout make a comeback because I feel poor Criterion have been kind of thrown to the dogs in many ways, and as has the Burnout franchise, and I really feel like Burnout could still go in today's market. So
I mean, there's a lot of games that have kind of took a lot of good elements from Burnout. That's the interesting thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, well, I saw there's elements in.
If you're going to try and tell me Need for Speed Most Wanted, I will throw you out.
No. I was going to say there's some elements in Need for Speed Most Wanted. There's some elements that have gone into the Forza Horizon franchise. There's some elements. Yes. I know what you're saying. That it'd be nice to have a Burnout, but I just don't know how original it'd be with, Yeah.
No, that's fair about originality. It's just like there are a lot of there are a lot of racing games that focus on smash everything.
Yeah.
That was good
The
fun.
Braun Strowman of racing games.
I think the other one.
If you understand that reference, good on you.
Thank you. I think the other one I really love is I just like to see more Trackmania. Like it's one I didn't mention earlier. I've always loved Trackmania.
Was the last Trackmania any good? I feel like you was excited for it, and then I didn't.
I've played one of the Trackmania 2 games, and hey, it's perfectly alright. Like I had good fun playing it. I feel like maybe it's lost a little of the craziness it used to have, but I don't know. I haven't played the most recent Trackmania 2, so I don't really know what the Valley. I can't remember if it's Valley or not. The most recent one they've added to it. And to be fair, I was still interested in Questmania, and that still hasn't come out, so who knows. But I kind of like, because Trackmania Turbo was a bit of a letdown, so I was hoping. I just love that kind of like Trackmania, where it's like a racing game where anything goes in kind of track design. Like you can build these insane courses that make no sense but are hilarious fun, and I feel that would be more cool to see in kind of racing games, like more track building.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
Because weirdly, like, so I didn't play Little Big Planet Kai. You did.
I did.
Was that actually like any good? Because I never got into Mod Nation, the game that came before it. So
I got the platinum on it.
That doesn't mean you liked it, Laura.
No, I did enjoy it. I wish I was better at creating stuff.
Right. Was it a case of kind of like Little Big Planet, in that like there's so many tools you can do and you're not really?
Yeah, if I was good at it, it would be great.
Right.
But I was not. But other people created good stuff, and I was happy to freeload. But it's fun. But I could see they could definitely do that more easier, simplify it down, and maybe Trackmania is probably the brand that does that.
Yeah, that'd be
the everyman brand.
That would be cool. Any closing thoughts on racing games then, Laura?
I can't believe this conversation has made me want Double Dash, basically. But closing thoughts on racing games. It'd be interesting to see where they go, and I think a little bit of originality is needed now to get me to buy one.
What can they add? What is
that's the point. I feel like it's such a perfected genre that I'm more intrigued now of what is going to be the next one I buy. I mean, I got Drive Club on my PS4. I've got Forza on my Xbox One, so I'm not looking for another one. So it'd be interesting in, say, at E3 and stuff, if there was actually a racing game that would come out and show me something completely different and be like, yes. But at the moment, I just don't know what the future holds for racing games. It's kind of sad, but also exciting, because you feel like they're going to produce something. Someone's going to have a bright idea.
Yep.
It's not me.
So basically, future for racing games is interesting, as long as it doesn't involve Microsoft lowering a car at E3. Cause
I like that, because that was fun.
It was fun the first time.
That good point.
Oh dear. Yeah. So yeah, we'll bring that section to an end, which kind of brings us towards the end of this episode.
Oh, we've had fun. We've had kids.
We have. It's been weird. Like, as I said at the start, this is the third of the 4 April episodes that I've hosted.
You loved it. And you picked the greatest release month episode ever.
Release month, release day.
Yeah, day, month, week. I don't know. It felt like there was a month load of games, so.
Yeah, it's been fun. Our Lord and Saviour Geordie Squires should be back next week, but who knows with that one? I mean, he could be anywhere. Yeah. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to give us a like, comment on what you thought of this video, subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with Party Chat Podcast and Retro and Saturday Morning Switch, along with any other content we do. And we will see you in episode 81. Bye bye.
Bye.